What's going on, everybody? Good to see you again, Big C here, and today I've got a little treat for you guys that I've been working on. It's basically a script which will allow you to deploy and start 7-day servers, including Allocs fixes and everything else that you need in one click. No, I'm not bullshitting. Okay, so to wet your whistle, I'm just literally going to show you how this works. And then afterwards, once I've done a quick little demonstration of it, I'm going to show you what features I've put in, how you can get a copy of it, and then we're good to go. So this is a PowerShell window. This is what my little script runs in. My script is called Big C 7D2D underscore SteamCMD because we're going to be using Steam to download our dedicated server. Now, what's good about this? You can run this script on a box that you're not even signed into on Steam, and you can still install 7 days to die servers. That's how good it is, because that's what SteamCMD does anyway. Okay, so got my C drive here, which is just the root of my hard drive. I've got a folder in here called 7 days to die script, which is here. So what I'm going to do is, this is me about to run my script in a PowerShell window, so I'm just going to press enter. So this is the script that I've made. So, need any help? Press T to watch a tutorial on this script, which is actually this video that I'm making now. So if I was to select T from here, a pop-up would appear and it would bring this video up. So that's possibly how you even got here. So, we have here server status. Bear in mind, obviously, I'm going to update the script over time, so this will probably change slightly, but this is what it looks like at the minute in the first version that I'm releasing. So our server is not installed. Allocs fixes is obviously not installed, and neither is Slaanhatten. So we've got links here, which press 1 to install a server. Number 3 is uninstall a server. So I'll tell you what, while I'm getting on with this, let's press 1. Let's install a server. Boom. All right. So what it's doing now is it's installing the server. And where's it installing the server, you might ask? Well, it's actually if I just press F5 here to refresh this, oh look, we've now got a folder called SteamCMD. Whoa, Steam Client Bootstrapper, yes, we've got to allow that. So SteamCMD is a folder that's just been created. If we go in there, we can see it's literally just downloaded SteamCMD and it's busy installing our 7 days to die dedicated server. So in this window, what we can see is what it's trying to do here is it's trying to connect to Steam. So it's just logged in. Like I say, I'm not actually doing anything here. Look, oh, hands-free. So yeah, so what are we doing now? So now we're starting to download 7 days to die. Now this little thing here is how far we're through. So 19% of the way through. So we can actually come in here and you can see, oh, you can see the file starting to come down already. So either way, we'll just come out with that and we'll just watch the server download. So this script, this little thing will be really, I made it for you guys because I thought, this would be really cool for people who are doing modern, who just want to tear down and make servers in the click of a button with no bullshit. 2, for those of you who really you want a server but you don't really know what you're doing, run this script and then bada boom, you've got a server up in not even 5 minutes and you only click one button. But like I say, a lot of this script is self-explanatory when you see it on the menu, but I'm only going to make one video for this for now, so I want to cover all the different things in here. Oh, there we go. 7 days is fully installed. 7-zip is installed. So press enter to continue. Oh, so now we've got a bunch of extra options. As you can see, we can uninstall the server. We can uninstall SteamCMD in the server. Let's just have a quick look. There it is, ready to go. You can install Allocs fixes. Oh, normally this is the point where people go, oh, I want Allocs fixes, and I'm like, yeah, you have to go to this website, download this shit, then you extract it, then you have to put it here and stuff. You want Allocs fixes? Well, sorry, mate, that's number 6 on the menu. Oh, we're downloading Allocs fixes straight from his website. No bullshit, no having to find it. It just downloads it. It installs. Oh, look, it's unzipping it. Press enter to continue. Bam. So now we've got a server that's stopped. It's not switched on yet, but we've got Allocs fixes installed already. What do you want to do? You want to start your server right now? Yeah, you want to start your server. Oh, press head number 5. Your server is starting, mate. Wait a minute. My server's actually running. Are you having my life? Let's have a look in Task Manager. Holy shit, Batman! We got a 7 days to die server running. So it's as easy as that. Let's have a little look and see what we got. So before we start dicking around with stuff, I recommend that you stop the server. So we're gonna Just press F5 to start the server. Now, at the minute, it's killing the server, which is killing it via Task Manager, which I don't actually recommend doing. You should probably do it nicer than that, but I will be tweaking that over the time. So, we have got our server. As you can see, it's stopped. It's got Allocs fixes installed. What else can we do with it? So, number 7. Well, yeah, let's configure the server. Let's make it ours. So straight away, we can have a little look around here. So, server name, we can make that Big C's Sexy Server. And we can, let's change it from Naves Gain. We'll change it to Random Gen. Shall we? Random Gen. The game name, which don't forget, is your Random Gen Seed. It'll be, I don't know, we'll call it Pig's Nibbles. Game difficulty 2. Obviously, we can change all this. Obviously, you would change this to something secret. You certainly wouldn't put it on the internet. And then when you're finished, it's as simple as press and save. And then the next time you start your server, it's obviously going to have those new values. If you wanted to, I mean, this is, you see how we put that as edit server config, which is why it pops up in Notepad. Sometimes it's accidental. You can accidentally change stuff if you have stuff in Notepad. So say, as an example, we open this again, right? And then, I don't know, say Slant starts talking to me in Mumble. And I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah. Or I've just put 5s all over the place because that's my button for Mumble. It's my shortcut key. So you should always have this closed when you're not using it, okay? Now, to prevent accidental messing with the config files like that, I've put in 2 options for view server admin and view server config. So if I press Z, there we go, it's just brought up actually what our config is here, but at least you can't accidentally change it here. You see what I mean? So when you're finished again, you can come back here. Okay, so let's look at other stuff that we do have. Again, we can browse our server admin.xml, just the same way that we done that. So yeah, here is all of the permissions. You can put your own, you can set yourself as an admin by copying this, pasting, remove the comments, and then, and then put your Steam64 ID in here. If you don't know how to get your Steam64 ID, then just Google it. You basically, yeah, if you don't know how to do that, Google it. It'll take you 2 minutes. Find my Steam64 ID is what you're doing there. Okay. So, yeah, say if you wanted to play Project Slaanhatten. What is Project Slaanhatten? Well, if you don't know what Project Slaanhatten is, it's a mod made by Slan. So if we press N, we have a nice little Chrome window opens here where basically Slan is a modder. He has made a mod called Slaanhatten, which is almost Grand Theft Auto sized city in 7 Days to Die. So if you wanted to install Slaanhatten on your server, you would just simply press S. It will go and get the latest version of Project Slaanhatten from the website that me and Slan run. Just the same as Allocs fixes, it will download it, it will unpack it, it will install it. Because Slaanhatten needs a custom random world mixer, then it'll also install the mixer as well, and the prefabs required for that. So would you like to read the README? Yes, here's all of Slan's information on it. You don't even have to do any of these instructions because I've already done it for you, but if you were installing it by hand, that's how you would do it. Do you want to read the changelog for Slaanhatten? Yes, so you can see what different things Slan's done to it over the months. Would you like to read the credits? Yes, again, and it's just Slan's diatribe to everyone who's helped him out. So now we've got a server with Allocs installed, with Slaanhatten installed. Why don't we just go press 5, start the server, and then that's it. Its server's running. You can go and play on it with your friends. Okay, it's about as simple as it gets. We've got an extra bunch of links down here for stuff, and yeah, that is literally about it. So, say as an example, we dicked on with the server, we tested everything out, and we're like, right, okay, let's choose option 3 to uninstall SteamCMD and uninstall the server. One other thing as well, as you can see here, here's our server in the mods folder. Oh, there's all of Allocs fixes, and Slaanhatten is already installed too. So, say we wanted to just destroy everything. We're finished with the server now. Press number 3. Oops, press number 3. Oh, there we go. You choose option, removing server and SteamCMD, so it's going to kill the server first. Do you want to delete your save games and world data? Yes, we'll delete the save games and world data as well. Bada boom, this server is gone, and we're back where we started from. Now, I know you guys like automated shit. I like automated shit. So, obviously you've got install server, uninstall SteamCMD, which we actually already uninstalled, so that shouldn't even be there. But okay, I'll fix that. So, I made a nice little button, P for play. So we get a new server, Allocs, Slaanhatten, set the config, and launch all in one button. Okay, so let's just give that a go for the shits and giggles. So press P, same dance as before. Oh, we've got a new folder called SteamCMD here, which we can F5. If we go into SteamCMD, we can literally see everything happening here. So at the minute, we're still downloading SteamCMD. For some reason, this has got jammed. Which this is Steam being a punk. This is not actually me being a punk. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So that was just Steam being a bit slow. That was nothing to do with me. Okay, so SteamCMD has unpacked, and now I believe we're getting another update. Steam server seem to be running very slow today. I don't know what this is, but normally when you run this, it's just like straight away, no problems. So we'll just let that go. Oh, there we go. It's finally kicked in. Steam's making me look bad here, but I promise you this is not my fault. Okay, so there we go. We're now connecting to Steam. Getting our license info. Well, what this is the equivalent of doing... this is the equivalent of... Oh, I'm not even signed into Steam. This is the equivalent of going to like your library. Well, first off, having to sign into Steam, which you don't have to do with this. This is the equivalent of having to go into your library and then going into tools and then going into 7 days to die dedicated server and then installing from that way. So, okay, this is downloading now. So as we can see, we've got our folder, which is downloading nice and quick. Again, this is all just off pressing the letter P, so you could be, I don't know, you could be downstairs making a cup of tea for all that care. You know what I mean? You come back up, this is done. For people who like to have LAN parties, or even if you're a server admin and you run a bunch of servers, this is a very nice way of just being able to go server please, server please. Again, if you're a modder, pretty cool. So after this is installed, and I've gave you this last little demo, I'm actually going to show you what actually happens behind the scenes of the script. I'll show you how to run this in PowerShell. If for those of you who are like, this is really cool, what the f is PowerShell? So let's talk about PowerShell for a minute while this is doing its thing. PowerShell is built into every version of Windows now. I have designed this on Windows 10, but it should work on Windows 7 and Windows 8.1. It requires PowerShell 4. So when you try run, actually, I'll get to this bit in a minute. Let's just enjoy the magic. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys the fundamentals of PowerShell. Now, over here, you can see this is the script that we ran, which is the PowerShell script. We've got something here, which is like a log file. So this always writes a log file of everything that's happening so you can see what's going on behind the scenes. So as you can see, we've just installed Slaanhatten. We've just installed Allocs fixes, and it's automatically popped up with the server config file, so we can set all of our stuff for our server. So I don't know, we'll set it to zombies run. Let's change it to zombies always run. And then when we're finished, we can press File, Save, close that, and then press Return on here, and then starts the server. So all I did there, I pressed P, I set my settings to so zombies always run, and then I press return. So by pressing P, setting my settings and return, I've now got a server that's up and running with Allocs and Slaanhatten. Alright, so yeah, obviously he has a bunch of links. The defo little plug here for people who like this is our 7 Days to Die Modern Prefabbing and Everything Else group, which is it's the official group for our server. Ignore Bumwang's available. That was Slan being a dick. That is actually me as well. So yeah, we have a bunch of different sites. Obviously, the site where I will be hosting this file from, which is Northernland, which is the website where Slan has his dev blog, and we have our server. So on here you can have a look at the blog for Slaanhatten, the blog for the server, and yeah, so here's Slan's blog, and the file, this script itself, will probably be in the download section where you can get all sorts of bits and bobs that I've hoarded over the times. So yeah, that's pretty much it. One little interesting thing is that when you first install a 7 Days server, there is no save folder in serveradmin.xml file. Them files are not created until you start the server for the first time. Okay, so if you were to install a server and then you realize the edit server admin and view server admin XML files, these options aren't here, it's because you've never started the server for the first time. True story, that. Also, we have what do we have? So we have 9 for opening the saves folder, which will take you straight to the saves folder, which is in app data, which a lot of people have struggled in finding. So you can go in there, you can see your profile, your server permissions, your web permissions for the web map, and you can also see the game that you've just created. And also as well, this is kind of like a dog for life, not just for Christmas. So if you wanted to, you could actually maintain your server using this little tool. So say you made a server with this, okay? I've just pressed 5 there just to stop the server. So say you stopped the server and you're like, right, there's a new version of 7 Days came out. What do I do? Well, you can just say, I want to press 0 for update the server, man. And then it'll go, all right, you chose to update your server. Let me go and get Alpha 16 or 17 or whatever else it is. You don't have to do anything. So you press enter. Okay, and then you're like, oh shit, I just updated my server. Now I need to go and get the new version of Allocs fixes. And it's like, no, you don't. You just press 6. It goes and gets the latest version of Allocs fixes for you. You don't have to worry about that. You don't even have to bother about unzipping it or putting it in the right place and all that shit. Okay, now your server's updated. And then you can be like, right, guys, server's updated. Good to go. Let's start the server back up. So, yeah. It's not rocket science. I know my PowerShell skills are far from being the best in the world. I'm not saying this is the best in the world. What I'm saying is this might help somebody. So let's have a look at the script and at PowerShell. So I'm just going to press Q to quit. Takes me back to here. So like I was saying before, it's now created a file. And the file over here is literally everything that we've just done. Okay, so if you were like, oh, see, like, yeah, I used your tool and like I had a problem or I had some shit like that, then I would be like, look, dude, just send me a copy of this log and I'll be able to look straight through for you and I'll be able to help. One thing as well to notice that every time I run this script, it makes another log file. Okay, so if you get, say, a problem one time and you were like, oh, it was, I don't know, it was last night or whatever, I can go, all right, cool, just get that little file, send that straight over to me, and I'll have a look for you. So I'm just going to put those 2 files in the bin. So, let's talk about how the script works on the inside. Okay, so when you run the script, I've got it so it does a few checks automatically to make sure, well, to make your life easier. So the script actually updates itself. So what'll happen is when you run the script, it goes and checks my website and it goes, am I the latest version of this script? If it is the latest version of the script, it goes, sweet, okay, carry on. If it's not the latest version of the script, it will go and download a copy, and then it'll go, right, I've just updated myself. You've got to quit me and then reload me, and then I'll be the latest version. So all you do, like I say, if it comes up saying new version is available, it'll tell you on the screen, it'll say, look, I'm downloading, I'm updating, I am updated. Quit and restart me, and I'll be the newest version. So that's the first thing. The second thing that it does is it does a PowerShell version check. Okay, so in PowerShell, there's 5 different versions at this time of writing of PowerShell. Okay, now this script will work in versions 4 and above, so 4 and 5. Windows 10 has already got version 5, I think, or 4 installed. Windows 8.1's got 4. Windows 7, I believe, has got version 4, but some really old versions of Windows 7 might have an old version. So the way that you check, well, first off, the server will tell you. Let me get to that. So the server will, the script will tell you if you're using a version of PowerShell of 3 or earlier, and it'll pop up and it'll say, look, you're using, say, I don't know, PowerShell 2 or PowerShell 3. The latest you need to be using 4 or above, and it'll come up with 2 little links which will take you straight to the downloads page for either PowerShell 4 or PowerShell 5. Doesn't really make a difference, but I thought I'd give you both links. So then you can install version 4 or 5, and then you're good to go. All that really does is it looks on your system for, I think that's it. There you go. So all it does, if you type that in, $PS version table.ps version, it'll bring back what version you're using. So I'm using 5.1. Okay. Again, like I said, the script does this for you, but at least you can have a look in the meantime. So here's another interesting one. Now, ignore what I'm doing here. Restricted. Okay. Now, when you come to run my script for the first time, okay, let me just quickly, let me give you guys the very, very beginnings of how to use PowerShell, okay? So you press the Windows key and R, and you type in PowerShell. That might be okay, but it's not, alright? And the reason why it's not is because you're not running PowerShell as an administrator. You need to run PowerShell as an administrator. So just press your Windows key, type in PowerShell. Oh bollocks, you can't see because it's off the screen here. It's at the top left of the screen, but you would right click on it and you would say run as administrator. And then you can see up here it says administrator. So you must run PowerShell as administrator. I can't stress that enough. Okay. Now, when you've ran PowerShell, you're in this folder, okay? And as I showed you earlier on, I'm just going to get rid of this for a minute. As I showed you earlier on, I put my script in a folder called Big C 7-day script. Where the hell is it? Big C 7-day script. I've got no idea why it's because I'm in the wrong folder. Big C 7-day script, right? So I'm just going to go cd ... cd ... So now we're in the root directory, and then I'll go cd big C 7, and if you just press tab, it actually fills it in for you. So okay, so now we're in this folder, okay? Now the way that you would run your script is you would say // and then you would start typing out what this is, and you just press, if you press tab, it'll try and guess what you're saying. So there we go, big C, la la la. It's filled all this in for us. Now the dot means run this in PowerShell, okay? So normally if you were doing like DOS, you would just write that, but it's got to have the dot and the / because what you're saying is run this script, Now, if you've never done anything with PowerShell before, then the chances are PowerShell will be in restricted mode. Oh, what the fuck? Exactly. Now, it's coming up saying SteamCMD Big C script can't be loaded because running scripts are disabled on this system. Okay? Now, the reason why they're disabled is because not many people use PowerShell, so it's switched off by default. There's a bit more to it than that, but that's just the simple version. And in order for us to be able to run this script, we've got to change something called our execution policy. So to see what your execution policy is, you use get execution policy and then you press enter. So you can see at the minute, our execution policy set as restricted, which is no good because we're trying to run a script. And if you can't run a script because it's restricted, you need to lift that. Now you can only lift that if you're set as administrator. So what we're now going to do, which is why we ran it as administrator before, we're going to set our execution policy as unrestricted. So it says, yeah, this helps protect you from scripts you don't trust. So I'm just saying yes. So there we go. So now if we run get execution policy again, which you can skip to just by pressing up. You can press up and down to skip through everything that you've already wrote. So if we run get execution policy again, unrestricted. So great. So now if we go back up to where we were and we try running our script again, oh my god, it's running. It's running like a bad lad, and I don't even need to instruct you guys how to go wild on this. Okay, so I'm just going to uninstall SteamCMD and the server with number 3. So it's going to kill the server. To be honest, the server wasn't actually running there, so that's fine. Delete that. Cool. Enter. Okay, we're back here, so let's quit. So that is how you actually run the script using PowerShell. Again, we've got our nice little output log here. So let's take a little deep dive into. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's look at the fundamentals of the script. So the next thing that it checks after the version of the script is it checks what version of Windows are you using. This script will only work properly if you are running 64-bit Windows. And you'd be like, see, how the hell do I find that out? Well, first off, the script will tell you. The script, when you run this, it'll say, sorry, you're using 30-bit to 32-bit Windows, and then the script will close. Okay? If you want to double check, you can press Windows key and then go into your control panel, and in system, it will say here whether it's a 64-bit operating system or a 32-bit. So this script will only work if you are using a 64-bit. So, like I say, you've ran the script, start transcript, version check, PowerShell check, Windows check, everything's good, and it shows the main menu. And then just like before, you can see now how you would install the server. After you've installed the server, you can edit your configs, update the server, or kill the server. Install mods, example Slaanhatten. This might have more mods by the time you read this, but at the minute Slaanhatten only for the first version. You can install, update Allocs fixes, and then you can install everything else in one click, which is what I'd showed you before. Links, which are just the links at the bottom, and then if you press Q to quit, that ends the transcript, i.e. the log, and it closes it down. So on page 2, we can see, so if someone chose to install the server, this is what actually goes on behind the scenes. Download the latest version of SteamCMD, installs it, downloads latest version of 7-zip, which is what we use for Allocs fixes and mods, installs the latest version of 7 Days to Die, and then it quits, goes back to the menu. So if you were to press the purple, then it would get to this point, and then it would do all these extra steps of downloading Allocs fixes, unzipping them, downloading Slaanhatten, unzipping them, asking you to set your server config.xml, and then it starts the server, and then it goes back to the menu, which is exactly what we've seen before. Okay, so let's have a last look at the actual script itself. Obviously, the script's going to change over time. I'm just going to open this in Visual Studio Code. I'm just going to open this over here, because there are a few little things that you might want to tweak within here. I would appreciate it if you didn't fuck on with the script too much. Obviously, I'll be releasing my version of it. If you wanted to pinch some of the code for yourself and do other bits and bobs with it, that's great. Because technically, there's nothing stopping this script doing other games, not just 7 Days to Die, but I'll be looking at that at a later date. So stuff that you might be interested in. Script version, leave that alone, please, because otherwise this script will not know if it's out of date or not. So first things first is the install drive. So you again, I put mine on the C drive. If you had a second hard drive, you wanted to install it a D, you would just change that there. The folder that you install it to. So if we say change this to Steam, if you want it just to be called Steam, you can do. You can call it anything you want. And then the 7 Days to Die installation path is 7 days is always installed inside the SteamCMD folder. But I don't know, you might want to call it, so you might want your 7 days install path to be C SteamCMD games, then 7 Days to Die server. Or you could just call it 7 Days to Die server test or something like that, or whatever. And the save folder by default, this is just the default values for where it goes to, which is your update and then 7 Days to Die. This URL you shouldn't need to change because Alec is a very nice guy. Shout out to Alec, and he always seems to put his latest version of the fixes in the same place. So you shouldn't need to modify that. But if for some reason Alex goes, alright guys, I'm not hosting the file here, I'm hosting it over there, then I would change this on my script, or you could change it on yours, and then the next time you run it, it'll pull it down, pull the latest version of the script down, which will pull the latest version of the settings down. So yeah, feel free to have a look through my script. It's took me about a week to write, just in my spare time after I finish work. It's nothing amazing. I am not the best PowerShell person in the world. I just like to make things that would help like-minded people like you guys, because I know you guys do like setting up servers and you want it to be nice and easy. And Alec made some, I think it was Alec, made some dedicated scripts like this for setting up servers on Linux. So you can see this is mine for setting up on Windows. If you've got any suggestions, feel free to leave a like or comment. You know what it is. Please share this. If you know someone who sets up 7 Days servers, you'd like to get this. If you know someone who sets up servers of any kind and you're like, this could be quite cool, I might use this script, tweak it a little bit, and then use it for setting up this particular game or Empyrean or, I don't know, any other game, Counter-Strike, some bullshit like that. Anything you like that you could set up with SteamCMD, you can set up with this. Like I say, it's going to grow over a while. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything else. But if you guys are stuck, feel free to leave me a comment or something below. And yeah, requirements, PowerShell 4. You must run PowerShell as administrator. You must run this on 64-bit Windows. But apart from that, enjoy. And I shall see you guys next time.